Matthew Miller, thank you so much for the contribution. As a Texas fan, everyone keeps talking Texas offensive line versus Michigan D line, but I feel like the bigger mismatch for Michigan is the Michigan O line versus the Texas defensive front.
I agree with that. The game plan against Texas is going to be, unless we have 3 turnovers early and it's 21-0, it's going to look like Penn State in the second half. And we're going to want to put that game into a mosh pit, do the boa constructor thing. And, I mean, Michigan's goal against Texas is to come out of that game with you not knowing whether Alex Orji can throw or not.
My concern for Ohio State is that Will Howard is just an above average quarterback. And outside of intangibles aside, that they could white knuckle the season and feel too much pressure and all that, I'm talking about tangibles on the field, would be Will Howard is a good quarterback, really good for Kansas State. Shoot, I applauded and thought, hey, he's really good for Kansas State. But once he became a guy that wore scarlet and gray, I thought, he doesn't meet the standard. And that the offensive line is only okay. They only replaced one offensive lineman. They did not go to the portal to do the things that I thought that they needed to do on the offensive front.
Yeah, I agree. I before I even have my numbers, I will rank Georgia number 1, because even though I will have Ohio State better than them at numerous positions, but I'm going to have Georgia with the better coach, the better quarterback, and the better offensive line. And those are basically the 3 most important things in college football, with the defensive line somewhere in there or very close behind. But here's where Will Howard might be the biggest benefit to Ohio State. He would have been the perfect quarterback transfer for Michigan. At Ohio State, his skill set is he maybe doesn't match what Ohio State really wants to do, which is, exploit defenses with those receivers 35, 40 times. That's not really his game. But in terms of we have a Kansas State program just with much better players. The kind of quarterback he is, game manager plus, the guy who can make enough throws on 3rd and 8 to matter, but he's really a solid leader. He can turn 3rd and 5 into a running down with his feet, so we continue to possess the football. He would have been the perfect bridge quarterback for Michigan. And if he was on our team, I'd be much more optimistic about this season. Maybe I might even pick us to win the Big Ten again. So at Ohio State, he's somewhat miscast, although I think he'll fit better with what Chip Kelly likely wants to do than what Ryan Day traditionally has. But the biggest benefit that I think he has to Ohio State is you don't have to line up against him, in the end of November for your rival, because I mean, he would have answered a lot of the biggest question marks that Michigan has going into the season. And it's not that I think he's a great quarterback. It's not like, well, he's a great quarterback. No, I think he's great because he would have played for Michigan. That's not what I mean. It means that the style that we play and what we're looking for is exactly what he is. Exactly what he is.
Yes,
like Sam Hartman is not a good fit for us. That's not who we are. That's not who we want to be. Will Howard is who we are and who we want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're discussing Orji versus either Tuttle or Warren. Right. He's the
combination of the two. Yes. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes.